Hello, everyday leaders. Tonight is, what day is it? It's Tuesday. It is November the 10th already. And I've been trying to go live more and more here we get ready for the holidays. And so if you're watching for the first time, I am Melahni Ake with the Everyday Leaders platform. And my mission is to help people develop strategies to overcome everyday obstacles in their life. And a few years ago, I started a podcast, and it has been about rising from yourself and helping to develop these strategies independently and interviewing people on my podcast so that you can also figure out what it's going to take for you to make a bigger impact in the world and create that significance that we all desire. And so I have been also doing these live interviews and just a follow up from the podcast, as well as really celebrating people that are doing amazing things for others in our communities. So tonight I have a couple of guests, and this is streaming across LinkedIn, this is on YouTube, and this is across all the Facebook platforms. So I want you to, first of all, if you're watching this live, thank you for joining us. If you are watching this on the replay, let us know that you're watching this on the replay. And then we're going to have a call to action tonight. So this is really exciting because I have Jen Garrett with me from Chicago. And Jen was one of our Everyday Leaders 50 and 50, and also was a speaker at the Everyday Leaders Leadership Summit that took place February 29th in 2020. Now, Jen, that seems like forever ago, doesn't it?
It does. It does indeed.
It's like the next week and the country got shut down. The
Yes,
world.
that's exactly right. It did. Yes.
It's crazy. And when we had interviewed together, we had not actually met each other until you arrived at the event on February the 29th, which was just like a really great reunion. It was so much fun.
Absolutely. Yes. There were a couple people there that we had never met in person. That was a great opportunity to connect face to face.
It was amazing. Chip Baker was one of those,
Mhm.
and Sonia and all of them. And so I really appreciate you publicly thanking you for making the effort to come down. I know you were really excited because, well, first of all, your son is a Colts fan. Yay.
Yes.
And you had written a book, and the reason why I interviewed you the first time because you were all about taking principles from the NFL and using those to help us move the ball, is your hashtag, move the ball,
Yes.
in your life. And so I've got your book right here. So if you
Yay.
have not read it, I highly recommend this. You should get this for someone for her Christmas gift. And so this was the reason that we connected. And I say it's the power of that one person that you can connect to that could actually change the trajectory of your life. And that's kind of what happened with this relationship. So I'm just so thankful that you're here tonight, Jen, and I can't wait to celebrate you.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
So fun. And then we have Tanya Zion, which last minute, this is a surprise. So, Deb
Yeah.
Hallberg, I told you that I had a surprise tonight. Uh, Tanya is also going to share with us some things that she's working on, and she's here in Indianapolis. And so, Tanya, I'm so excited that you've joined us tonight.
Well, thank you. I'm so excited to be here. And we also have to give a shout out to Pass the Torch for Women. You mentioned Deb, but I'm also involved with them talking about gratitude and some of the other things we're going to talk about tonight. So very exciting.
That is wonderful. Well, let's get to the meat of this, girls. This is so much fun. I brought you on intentionally to celebrate some things that you're working on. And Jen, your Move the Ball campaign, you've turned it in this year into some really interesting things. You started your podcast this year. Tell us a little bit about why you created that and then how you're kind of moving through this process this year and now what's coming up for this November. What are you doing right now?
Sure. Yeah. So you mentioned the book, which is kind of where it all started with the Move the Ball book. And little did I know what it would grow into. So the book was first published in 2013, and it takes not only NFL principles, but football principles. And you can apply them at all levels of sports, all levels of your life too. And so I created the podcast because I really wanted people, what I wanted Move the Ball to be was a movement. I wanted people to think about how am I moving the ball every single day in my life, whether I'm an athlete or not, a business leader or not, right? There's so much application. So that's why I did the podcast, which was to have different people, a lot of professional athletes, as well as Fortune 500 senior executives, C-suites, and successful entrepreneurs talking about how they've used principles to be successful and move the ball. And that's really what I want people to think about. Did I move the ball today? So to answer your question, what are we doing in November to really help move the ball is, 2020 has been a crazy year. It's just been absolutely insane. When you think it couldn't get any worse, there's one more thing, right, that hits. And so I just thought this is a year out of all of the years that I've been alive that could really use some extra positivity and really help and support. And so what we're doing is we came up with an initiative called We Care. We stands for Women Empowered, and it originated from, I have a Facebook group called She's Got Game. And the slogan of that Facebook group is Alone a Woman Has Power. Together we have impact. So to move the ball and make an impact, what we wanted to do was do something across the US in 8 different cities. We've partnered with women's shelters. Most of those shelters are serving women and children who are victims of domestic violence. And so we're doing this campaign, this donation drive, where we have 8 GoFundMe pages set up, one for each of the cities, where we're looking to raise $5,000 is our goal for each city, and to really just make an impact in a segment that may not be getting as much attention during this season. We know that there's a lot of focus on food banks and homeless shelters. But we also know that there's been an increase in domestic violence cases because of COVID and people staying home, unfortunately. And so it just seemed like this was a gap and an area we could really try to make a positive difference.
Mm-hmm. And it's so important because, when you say you have an idea and you were trying to build a community of women, and then really it's paying attention and being aware of what's happening in our environment, right? And saying, hey, we need to make a difference and we can help. And so I'm going to put on here, you've got 8 cities. These are the cities that we're actually supporting right now through this campaign. So it's San Francisco, LA, Orange County, Houston, Dallas, Chicago, Minneapolis, Atlanta, and Jacksonville. So this is huge, right? And $5,000, that's not a whole lot that can make a huge impact in somebody's life to make them feel safe and really giving to the shelters that are going to provide those resources. And so if you have ever experienced this or know someone, right, think about the value that this has as helping with these resources. So I commend you, Jen, for coming up with this and really making that impact for women that are really going to need this.
Well, thank you so much, and it's been a fun journey so far to put this together and to really see, what kind of impact we can make. And the power of social media has been amazing in terms of just getting people involved. That's why we're here today, right, talking about it. And I really hope that those watching this will check out powerandimpact.com. And even if you're not in one of these cities, you can still make an impact. It's about really if you're in a position to donate, just trying to sprinkle a little bit more positivity to someone that could really use some extra hope and who might be struggling today.
Absolutely. I want to bring up here, if you guys are watching right now, and I'm going to share the website. So if we go to powerandimpact.com, this is what you're going to see. And so this is the sign up, and you can go right to those cities. So let me go back up here. She's Got Game is Jen's Facebook group. And so just scroll right down, and you can just click on any of these cities that you'd like to donate to. And then again, join the Facebook group, right? So you can follow this all along in November. This is a really great purpose.
Thank you. Yeah, all of the links, when you go to each of the donate now buttons, it'll take you to that GoFundMe page. And then we also have in there the actual shelters that we've partnered with, so that you can go check them out as well and see who specifically they serve if you want to learn more about those particular shelters as well.
There you go. So we've got Chicago. So we're just starting this here. So we've got $5,000 for each city. So we really need your help. So get to it. So help us out.
Yes. And I'll share that we kicked this off November 1st. And unfortunately, we haven't seen too much traction yet. We've had some other things that has been a big focus with the election, right? So now that the outcome has been announced, and obviously there's still some more activity, but we're hoping that people will now get really involved in helping our cause, and so that we can finish the next 3 weeks really strong and make a positive impact.
Absolutely. Well, we really appreciate everything that you're doing, Jen, and this is so important. And so I really want to encourage, if you're watching this live or you're coming back here in the replay, just let us know and give a shout out to which city that you're going to follow. I think it's really going to be wonderful to see in November the 30th. And so part of this is, when we post something on social media, you say, well, somebody's going to scroll through, or they're going to actually say, hey, I want to help and I want to make a difference. And so this is why Tanya is here tonight. She reached out today and said, hey, I've watched this post for what you're doing for helping with domestic violence, and that speaks to me. And I really have put something together that I think, too, could help make a difference. And so I invited her here tonight, kind of last minute, and said, you need to help us share this information. So Tanya, tell us what you've got going on, what you've been working on.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. And Jen, just congratulations on the way you're choosing to show up in the world. It is making a difference. And I think that is just awesome. And that's really where I started I wrote a gratitude journal. And the reason that I did that was I kept jumping on all these Facebook groups, talking to people, and people are hurting. And I think that there's been so much going around saying, if you didn't build a side hustle during quarantine, if you didn't do all of these things, then you wasted your time. And I'm seeing this other voice out there that's saying, I'm struggling. I can't get it all done. And what I know from what I've studied about our brains and the way that we work is that gratitude is a gateway to mindfulness. And when we can become mindful, then we can ground ourselves into truth, right? We can start to hear that inner voice, and we start to hear things like, you are enough, and you are worthy, and you are going to get through this. And so for people that don't maybe have those tools, I wanted to just give them a very simple, easy entry point into starting down a journey. And so the gratitude journal looks at the pillars of resiliency, the things that we all need in our life to be able to bounce back after hardship. And then each day it invites you to journal specifically about those. And so I wanted to put that good in the world, but I thought, well, if we're putting it out there, how great would it be if we could raise some money as well? And so it just so happened the cause that was heavy on my heart was the National Domestic Abuse Hotline. Like Jen, when everything started, Melanie, you shared this with me too, my heart was just heavy for those people that were trapped. And so many people, I think we don't realize, our neighbors, our coworkers, have very, very tumultuous home lives. And their respite was being able to get in the car and get away and give everybody a break. And so I just wanted to support and encourage what I feel like is a really great resource as a starting point to get some help and to be able to put a plan together. So a portion of the proceeds from the journal is going towards that cause. And maybe in December, we're going to have to change it up and donate some money towards Jen as well. So I would love to be able to support that effort.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm going to share the gratitude journal now. And so as Tanya was talking, here's how you can order this, and then the proceeds will help in one of these cities. And so here we go. This is what, when you go directly, and we'll post this here in the link. So if you could help us, Tanya, to just post the link into the comments here. So anyone that's watching on the replay or watching live here, they can go directly into this gratitude journal and then purchase this today. And so this is what's going to lead you through being able to make a difference in your life. And I took a look at this earlier. It's 50 pages. It is really intense. It's not like 10 top things to do in 10 days. This is wonderful. And so I want to encourage you to really make a difference, make an impact in your own life, so that then you can help others. And that's what really this whole journey is about.
Absolutely. And it is a 100-day journey. And we could have done 10 days, but we all know that that doesn't make a habit stick. But 5 minutes spent, it's amazing the scientific research that's shown the improvement in mental health, physical health. We actually perform better at work. And so I think it's really something that we've heard for a long time. I think we all, like Oprah told us, have a gratitude journal, write down 3 things every day that you're grateful for. But really, if we can wake our brains up in the morning, carve out 5 minutes while we're having a cup of coffee, and we can center ourselves to really think about what is and what is good, then the impact lasts with you not only through the day. And like what you were saying, if you can fill your cup up first, then you have things to pour out to others. And so even when things get really, really, they feel stressful, they feel uncertain, when we find our breath and when we cultivate what is in our life that already exists, that is good, then we can go out and point that out to others too. And we can hold gratitude in space to say, just thank you for being you. And I would just encourage anyone who is suffering in a relationship or a point in time, or if you know someone is and you think, how can I show up for them? This is what they need. They need a reminder that before they were in that relationship, they were a person. And so often when you are in these types of relationships, it alters your view of self. And so if you're wanting to support someone, the biggest gift you can give them is to hold a mirror up to them and say, these are the wonderful things about you. And just keep pouring that into them, and try to cancel out any belief that isn't in alignment with that.
So true. It's all about our beliefs, and so I'm just so appreciative that you reached out tonight and said, "Hey, I have something to share." And so
Yeah.
remember, every time you buy a journal, we're going to put some of the proceeds towards Jen Garrett's holiday drive for all these domestic violence shelters. And so it's really important, if you feel in your heart that you want to be able to do something with impact. This is the time to do it. And these ladies right here are really going to help us feel like that we have the power to be able to do something different. And so I want to go back to, this is the website for the powerandimpact.com, where you can go to your favorite city, you can donate, you can help raise the funds. The goal is $5,000, or you can as well get your gratitude journal, and then the part of those proceeds will go towards this campaign. And so we've got till the 30th of November to make this happen. And I think, here we go into the holidays. Next couple of weeks is Thanksgiving. So we've got till the end of the month. It's only the 10th. We've got 20 days to be able to help in all of these cities. So I want to challenge people, if you're watching this on the replay, if you can give $5, $1, anything, right, to be able to say you provided something of cause and impact that will help somebody else this holiday season. This is a great way to be able to show up and value that.
And Melanie, if I can just add, if anybody lets me know, we did this such last minute, I would have given a code, but it's not going to be a portion. The entire amount of the journal will go towards Jen's cause. I would love to show up and do that way. And just to be able to get this in hands of people that maybe need it. If anybody's had a rough year and you're looking for Christmas gifts, this is a digital copy. It's really easy. And all of the proceeds will go towards Jen and helping her in her city.
That's wonderful. You heard it here, Jen. This is an extra special Christmas gift for you.
Yes, thank you so much. Really appreciate your support for this initiative.
Yeah, well, we have Melahni to thank, because the way that she chooses to be a connector and the way that she's always seeking the good in others, I just love that this completely random connection happened. And I think it speaks to just how wonderful you are and the good you're putting out in the world. So thank you.
There we go. Somebody's getting a journal right now.
Aww.
Yay.
Thank you very much. And she is going to be on Everyday Leaders pretty soon. I'm pretty excited about this. We're still connecting. And this is a Chip Baker connection. So, and right here in Indianapolis. So, Tanya, we need to go see her together. That would be really fun.
That would be great.
It would be really fun. So thank you guys for joining tonight. This is wonderful. Any last words? Like, if you could encourage somebody that is going through domestic abuse, domestic violence, and feels like they don't have a voice, and they're not being heard, or they're afraid. What you know, give us a little bit of encouragement tonight for those that may be watching.
Yeah, I guess I'll go first. I mean, I would remember that, you are enough. You are amazing. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And you're not alone, right? You have the courage to reach out, whether it's calling the domestic abuse hotline, reach out to someone on social media. You don't feel like you have to go through this by yourself. There's a lot of people out there that care about you and want you to be happy, and you deserve to be happy. And so have that courage. If you're struggling, reach out to someone, because there's a lot of people that are here cheering for you and that believe in you.
Yeah. I would echo all of that. And then I would just also add that our brains build stories. And so when we are in a situation where the story that gets repeatedly enforced is that we're not enough, that we're worthless, that then our brain starts to look for reasons as to why that's true. And that's truly what makes it sometimes hard to step away from an abusive relationship. And so I want to encourage you that if you're in that situation, you have to take control of your thoughts. You have to take control of that inner dialogue that is speaking to you throughout the day. And you have to strengthen what is good inside of you. So find people that can reflect good in you, and just don't give up on that small, still voice that's inside of you that is you, separate and apart from this person. And the other thing that I would say is reach out to somebody that can help you build a plan. There are resources, there are help. You need a plan, and there are people that can help you with that.
Absolutely. Well, ladies, thank you so much for joining tonight. I'm hoping that we can really make an impact in these cities across the United States. Go to powerandimpact.com, and also go to this gratitude journal. And I'm going to put this up here again. And we really need your help. So if you can share this, if you're seeing this on YouTube, if you're seeing this on any of the Facebook pages or LinkedIn, please share this and try to help us make this impact in this goal of $5,000 in each city. Think about that. Think what $5,000 could do in just one city, but we're doing it across 8. So congratulations, Jen. Thank you so much, Tanya, for stepping up and being everyday leaders. You ladies are amazing. Mm-hmm. I just love you. And thank you very much for all that you're doing. And please continue to change the world. And please come back and join us and let us know how things are going and what the result was. All right, Jen?
Absolutely. And thank you so much for having us on tonight. Thank you to everyone for listening, and really appreciate you getting behind us and supporting this cause.
Absolutely. Thank you. Have a great night, and come back 1st of December and let us know, okay?
Absolutely.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.